Dear learners, welcome to the counseling session of Indira Gandhi National Open University. I am Edwin Moses, affiliated to IGNOU Study Center 2504, Bishop Heber College, Tiruchirappalli. So we will be dealing with BEGLA 135, English in Daily Life. Let me share my screen. If you have any problem with my audio, please let me know in the chat box. Okay. So English in Daily Life, BEGLA 135. So we will be discussing about the role of English in our everyday life. Okay. So we have to meet in a virtual classroom today because of the pandemic. So usually we will meet in the study center and discuss face to face. But even though it is not a complete replacement, it is good for now to meet online and discuss about English in daily life. So why English in daily life? What is the importance of English today? Why we have to study English as a separate paper, right? Even though our languages are different, right? Your mother tongue may be Hindi or Tamil or Malayalam or Telugu, students from different backgrounds, but English has become a connecting link for all of us, right? We have to learn English. English has become the lingua franca of the world. English has become the business language, right? So all these factors play a role. And if we take the history of English in India, English has been a part of our life from the British invasion of India, the East India Company. English was manipulatively, it was included in the syllabi, in the work life of people, right? And the influence of English on India was enormous, and that is why we are not able to do away with English, even though British has left India. Still, we are engrossed, or we have this impact of English, right? We think that speaking English is something superior, and maybe because of the need or necessity of English today, we have to learn that. But every language is unique. You have to understand that. And Macaulay, when he introduced English to India, right, he said that I will create a class of Indians who are British in taste, right, in manners, in customs, but they are Indian in color. They may be Indian people, but their mannerisms, their customs, their behavior, everything will be British. Their language, their taste, and that is what he meant when he introduced English in India. Of course, Macaulay, you know about Macaulay's minutes. Macaulay succeeded in introducing English in India. So that is why we have this colonial hangover, right, even today. So coming back to our course, English in Daily Life, let's begin with etiquettes, right? Etiquettes, the rules of polite and correct behavior. What is an etiquette? The rules of polite and correct behavior, right? So it is interesting to note that some of the mannerisms, behaviors, and gestures that you do has some historical, beginnings. A man tips or lifts his hat as a polite greeting, usually to a woman in Western countries, because hundreds of years ago, knights, right, they just raised their armor and greeted, gentlemen and ladies, the visitors of their helmets, so that their faces could be seen. So that's why they lifted their hands and greeted, right? Knights used to do that in medieval times. And shaking hands, people shake hands because long ago men held out their empty hand to show that they were not holding daggers or they were not holding any knife to kill somebody or weapons, right? So that is why this practice of handshaking, okay, uh, it has a historical beginning, because people want to believe that the other person does not have, is not a danger, is not holding any weapon or a dagger, right? So they shake hands and become friendly and they feel safe, right? People shake hands because long ago men held out their empty hand to show that they were not holding daggers. Let's see, watch this video. Can you hear the sound? This is a general video on how to greet someone, introducing you to someone. Just a sample video. Can you hear the audio? Is it audible? And the video? No? Is it audible? Can you hear the audio and video playing? Someone respond, please.
Yeah, we could.
Yes. Okay. Just an introductory video on greeting someone and striking a conversation.
Hey, hello there. Haven't seen you in ages.
Oh, yeah.
Great to see you again. You're looking really well.
I think so, thanks.
So how are you?
Well, I'm just doing well.
What have you been up to? Still working in that coffee shop?
Yeah, same one.
Still trying to be an actor?
Oh, yeah.
So Hollywood hasn't called it yet?
Not yet.
Still living in that little flat?
Yeah, same one.
Oh, great.
How about you? You still working at that food place?
Yeah, I stopped that a long time ago. I'm working in the city now, finance industry.
Oh, great. You still sharing that house with all those other people?
No way. I've got a big house with 4 bedrooms and a garden for the works.
Oh, good for you.
Yes, sir. We should get together for dinner sometime. Perhaps.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's do it. Keep in touch, eh?
Right. Just a casual conversation between two people. So while we are dealing with English in daily life, I want you to understand the role of English, right? And how you can improve your English proficiency. That is very important, right? I want to give you some general tips on that. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing. That is what we used to say, right? All the 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Indulge yourself in all these 4 skills. You should listen, speak, you should listen, speak, read, and write at least for an hour, okay, or a few minutes a day, okay. Immerse yourself in all these 4 skills every day. That will improve your English language dramatically, right? Especially develop a reading habit. Develop a reading habit. Read what you like. Read what you like. Okay. Maybe some of you may be interested in music. Read some music magazines or listen to English songs. Right. Some of you may be interested in cooking. Listen to cooking videos or magazines. Read cooking magazines based on your interest. Some of you may be interested in sports. So read the sports magazine or the sports column in the newspaper. So read what you love. That will improve your English language dramatically, right? Drastically, because something that you like. See, you're not able to forget the lyrics, okay, in a cinema song, or you're not able to forget it because you remember it well, right? Likewise, if you read what you love according to your interests, according to your hobbies, your English proficiency will improve drastically. Maybe within a few months you can see a change, right? Please do that. If you're not doing it, please try to do that and make reading a habit. Okay, reading is just a habit formation. You can develop it. So maybe in the beginning, it is impossible to read even for half an hour because you get distracted, right? Slowly increase the timing after a week. Okay, you can increase your timing to 1 hour and 2 hours, 3 hours, or 4 hours a day, right? It's possible. You know, students like you in Western countries like UK and US, they read for minimum at least for 5 hours a day. Can you believe that? Right. So we are not, as Indians, we are not even reading. Okay, at least for an hour a day. Most of the time we read before the day before the exam. So we don't read much. Right. Learn from students in Western countries how much they are reading. Right. It is the fact that they are reading. Students like you are reading for 5 to 6 hours a day. Right. So remember. So coming back to etiquettes. Etiquettes, I hope the PowerPoint is visible, I think. Right. Some people are joining. Yes. So I told you what is an etiquette. Etiquette is the rules of polite and correct behavior. And there are some more etiquettes to be followed: table manners, courtesy to ladies, and giving gifts to other people, right? All these are etiquettes of gentlemen and ladies. And table manners, right? That's an important one. And sometimes you have to, okay, in a meeting, at a hotel, you have to eat with fork, right? And that's the difficult thing for many of us. Maybe we are not used to eating with a spoon and a fork, right? Most of us you with, maybe we are in the cultural brought up, we use hands to eat and we don't use our fork or right a spoon, but we have to learn to do that. Sometimes we try that and your uh, stuffs may fly somewhere, right? The chicken or the uh, vegetables you are trying to eat may fly to some other's plate or may hit somebody, right? Maybe somebody, many of us who have tried would have experienced such, okay, situations. And this is a picture of a gentleman who is just tipping his hat to a lady, okay? In medieval times in English countryside, this is used to be a gentleman's gesture, right? Samples of greetings. So we saw a video, a casual conversation of greeting, and here you can see some dialogues here. Can one of you volunteer to read the dialogue, introducing yourself, asking after the other person's well-being? Can one of you read? Please volunteer to read. Renu, Agamat, Geeta, Agamat. Just read, no problem. Simply read. I hope the screen is visible. Have you
Renu.
met?
Yes, sir. Renu. Have you met Geeta? Geeta, this is Ahmed, a friend of mine from the office. Geeta. Hello, Ahmed. Ahmed. Hello. Nice to meet you.
Right, thank you, ma. What's your name?
Uh, Mine is Hema, sir.
Okay, good. Have you met Geeta? Geeta, this is Ahmed, a friend of mine from the office. Hello, Ahmed. Hello, nice to meet you. Just a casual conversation of introducing. Okay, someone. This is an informal introduction, right? There is not much of formality in these lines, right? Next one, someone else can read. It's a formal introduction, right? Maybe a colleague is introducing, uh, or here it is maybe he's introducing to my husband, Mr. Parik, right? It's just a formal introduction, right? Mukti is introducing her husband. Can anyone read? Yes. This is a formal introduction. Yeah, Hema can read. Continue.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mukti. Mr. Parik, may I introduce you to my husband Subhash? Subhash, this is Mr. Parik, your manager, our manager. Mr. Parik, how do you do? Subhash, how do you do?
Yeah, just the conversation goes on like that, right? Is introducing Mukti is introducing her manager to his husband Subhash. Subhash, this is Mr. Parik, our manager. How do you do? Okay, this is may I introduce you, right? It is a formal way of introducing someone, right? And the previous one is quite informal, right? And writing short responses. So you are in a workplace, you are conversing with your colleagues, right? You're to your manager or your subordinate or your colleagues. Maybe there are various types of conversation. Let's begin with a general conversation. So you are waiting on a platform, right, at the railway station. A foreigner who is always waiting says, maybe a foreigner is also waiting, says, it's a nice day, isn't it? So what would you say? Just a stranger standing in a platform, he's just talking to you. Can I get some responses in the chat box? Or you can talk to me. What would you say? Maybe simply a foreigner is striking a conversation, right? And especially Westerners, foreigners are open to talk to strangers, but we don't do that most of the time. We are most of the time we are introverts, right? We are not open to talk to strangers, right? So what would you? How would you respond? It's a nice day, isn't it? Can you just uh, type out a conversation, one or two lines? See, most of the things you write in this paper, right, for your assignments, especially you'll be writing reading comprehension, right? And you have to write dialogues like this. So write dialogues on your own. Just think. It's your imagination, right? Just think and do something creative, right? While writing your assignments, most of them they copy down from somewhere, and especially while you are writing reading comprehension, right? Reading comprehension, please don't copy the exact lines from the paragraph. You have given a paragraph and you have to answer 4 or 5 lines, right? So 4 or 5 questions from the reading comprehension. You have to read, understand the passage, and answer 4 or 5 questions. Don't just copy the lines from the reading paragraph. Try to write in your own words. That's very important. That will fetch you more marks in your assignments. So I have corrected many assignments. These are the mistakes I come across. Most of them they just copy down. They just copy exact lines from the paragraph. Don't do that. And be careful with your spelling and grammar, okay, while you write your assignments. And try to use your own words. That will fetch you more marks, okay. And these are some of the tips I would like to give for your assignments, okay. In between, I would like to say a few more, maybe. So I want your response. A foreigner who is also waiting, it's a nice day, isn't it? He's saying that. So what would be your response? And what would you say? How would you go about the conversation? Can I get some response? Right? Maybe you would simply say that, yes, it's a nice day. Where are you going? You may ask about his whereabouts and where he is going, where he or she is going, and the conversation may go. So at least respond to the next one. The presentation of one of the speakers at the conference was very interesting. You want to tell her about it, and you find yourself standing next to her during the tea break. What would you say? Right? Just one line. You to strike a conversation with that person. She has done an impressive presentation, right, in the conference. What would you say? Or how did the meeting go? Something, okay. You have to write the conversation, okay. Continue the conversation. You may say your presentation was impressive and I loved it, and you can strike a conversation like that. The meeting went on well, like something like that, right? You have to imagine. You have to imagine these dialogues and write, okay. That is how you will have a lot of exercises to do that will improve, Okay, that will improve your proficiency in writing. Try to do these exercises. You have a lot of exercises in your workbook, in your book, right? Please try to do that. Maybe I am giving just an outline of uh, English in daily life, right? Maybe I expect you to do more. Right, this is just an interesting conversation. Just a response and expressions. Can you just match it? It is simple. You can give your answers in the chat box. Can you just match the informal expressions with formal expressions here? Oh, hi. So what is the exact formal expression there, right? Vocabulary. It's L, only single L. There's a mistake in the spelling. Keep quiet. Hello, Dave. Oh, hi. What it is actually?
Good morning. What a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Keep quiet.
Please accept my apology.
No. Keep quiet. No, just exact formal expression.
Would we
Column
all
A is
maintain a
informal
moment
expression.
silence?
Column A is informal. Column B is formal. Just match the expression according to the informal expression.
Would we all maintain a silent, please?
Moment silence, please. That's good. That's good. Would we all maintain a moment silence, please? That's a formal way of saying. This is informal. Keep quiet is informal. Hello, Dave.
Good morning, Dave Kumar. How are you? Good morning, Mr. Dev. How?
Good morning, Mr. Dave Moore. How do you do? Right? For the first one, oh, hi. Good morning. What a pleasant surprise. That's good.
Right.
Yeah. Lucky fellow.
This is indeed a stroke of luck. Good luck.
Yeah. Yes. So long.
Good night.
Oh, okay. Bye then. Goodbye. Sorry.
Please
Yeah.
accept my apology.
Friend. Please accept my apology. Yeah, that's good. Just the simple present tense. Can you just fill this? He dash late, isn't he?
He is
He
late.
is.
He is late, isn't he? We dash very well, thank you.
We are.
We are very well, thank you. Ritu and Rohit
Are.
are in Canada. Okay. I dash extremely happy today.
Am.
And I think you
Are. Really
are
busy.
really busy. Okay, that's great to hear your fantastic answers. Good, good. So you will get exercises like this, okay, and reading comprehension, and 50% of your writing you can write on your own. Okay, only 50% you have to depend on the course material. Okay, so that is how the question papers are designed. So a little bit of grammar, uh, maybe CV writing, report writing, um, reading comprehension, all this are part of your assignment and your term and exams. So be prepared with your content, with your material. Also be ready to answer on your own. Okay, that is how 50 to 50% you have to answer on your own. The other 50 you have to depend on your course material. Okay. Adverb. What is an adverb? Can you just say what is an adverb? Can anybody respond?
Which can describe a verb.
Yeah, which can describe a verb. Right, that's good. Right, an adverb is a word that modifies or describes a verb, and it says about how, when, and where it is. So there are some examples. Carl watched the birds eagerly We shall have a hard day tomorrow. We were soon on the edge of the Mars, and I went downstairs. She sang melodiously, right? It describes a verb. And here is a video about, just watch this video. Print, present simple, right? With the daily routine of the Queen, okay? And let's see what's her daily routine, and you learn a little bit of present simple tense. It's interesting about to know about the daily routine of Queen. Who is she? You saw the picture, right? Maybe she is the only uh,
Queen of England.
Queen of England, right? What's her name? Still, she's alive, and she's the only
Queen
queen, I'd
Elizabeth.
say, eh? Queen
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, right? That's good. Let's see what's her daily routine is. Returns. That's right. That's an interesting, okay, routine of Queen Elizabeth. Hope you enjoyed, right? Video regarding grammar. Uh, Brennan Martin is a good book. You can learn grammar rules and all those things. But most of the time we forget, right? When we write, we don't think of grammar and write, and most of the time it unconsciously we write and speak. So a good way to improve your grammar is reading. The more you expose yourself to English language, reading, writing, listening, and speaking, especially reading, the more you expose yourself to English language unconsciously, you will develop grammar rules. You will write in perfect English. Okay, that is very important, and for that, reading will help a lot. And also the other skills, listening, speaking, and writing. And especially the more you are exposed to the language, you will write correctly, you will speak correctly. And that is very important rather than just mugging up grammar rules. Okay. So talking about body language next. Okay. Body language is very important at workplace and also in our personal as well as professional life. You have to understand how much we communicate through our body, through our non-verbal language. You have to understand more than 70% of our communication happens through body language. Only just 30 to 20%, 20 to 30% we communicate through our voice, and all those non-verbal cues, facial expression, tone of voice, movement, appearance, eye contact, gestures, posture. We have to be very careful about it. We have to project a positive body language at workplace, right? Especially in order to uh, make an impact. And you should also understand the body language of other people, okay, to act according to their needs, okay, to speak properly, wisely in certain situations. You should observe the body language of other people also, because most of the time you cannot fake your body language, because whatever is natural or whatever is you, but of course you can learn to project a positive body language. But when you observe other people's body language, you can get a lot of cues, right? uh, your emotions, everything is reflected through your body language. We always say that the face is the index of the mind, right? If you're angry, it shows in your face. If you are uh, tensed, it shows up in your body language. So keep cool and project a positive body language, right? most of the time it's very important, especially in a workplace. You have to be positive. And this non-verbal signs, symbols, graphs, charts, and flowcharts, right? All these things you would have seen at roadsides. There are many signs, symbols, and through graphs and charts, while a presentation is made, if the manager is making a presentation, he would give the facts and the maybe the profit and loss of the company using a graph, a chart, and that will be more interesting and you can understand well. Okay, a picture speaks a lot. Okay, a picture uh, is maybe equal to 1,000 words, more than 1,000 words. A picture speaks a lot rather than the words, and that's why it's very important. Why do we use signs and symbols, especially in a roadside? You see a lot of signs, right? uh, what is the use of these signs, right? If there is a word you can understand, right? Why there are signs in a road? What is the need for symbols and signs, uh, especially things can be written down, right? Why people are using signs and symbols? So just children, a child carrying a bag, maybe it shows that there is a school nearby, right? Why things are shown as signs and symbols in roads? Can you respond?
More than the letters, signs are very catchy and it will grab the details of
Catchy,
the
yeah,
person.
it grabs our attention. Very good. The other reason
In,
maybe,
Not
illiterate
everybody
people can
knows
also.
language.
yeah, not everybody knows language. There may be an illiterate, okay, who cannot understand written language. So signs everybody can easily associate with the pictures, signs, symbols. So that is why signs are used. Okay, pictures are used. That's good. Right. Some of the body language, just a few. I have given eye contact. If you just look at the other person and speak, it shows that you are keen to talk, you're interested to talk. If your lips are tight, it shows that you're angry. Open palms, it shows that you're open to talk. Openness is there. Foot tapping, or if you're just uh, shows that you're impatient, right? And all these things. There are many more. If you fold your hands, then you are hesitant to talk or you're not welcoming. Okay, you're all these things are part of body language, right? Folded hands, and this shows a short video on body language.
Alice works at a local department store. She spends most of her day interacting with customers and coworkers. There's a lot of talking involved, but there's also another form of nonverbal communication that's being used just as often: body language. Body language is the process of communicating through nonverbal signals. It includes things like our posture, facial expressions, gestures, and more. The meanings of these all vary from culture to culture, but we instinctively read body language and interpret it as some expression of moods, feelings, or intentions. So in Alice's case, even before she speaks, she may be communicating all kinds of things to customers. For example, if her arms are crossed and she's avoiding eye contact, customers may not find her to be very approachable. However, Alice could be in a friendly mood, even though her body language suggests otherwise. And this isn't necessarily a customers and coworkers. There's a lot of talking involved, but there's also another form of nonverbal communication that's being used just as often: body language. Body language is the process of communicating through nonverbal signals. It includes things like our posture, facial expressions, gestures, and more. The meanings of these all vary from culture to culture, but we instinctively read body language and interpret it as some expression of moods, feelings, or intentions. So, in Alice's case, even before she speaks, she may be communicating all kinds of things to customers. For example, if her arms are crossed and she's avoiding eye contact, customers may not find her to be very approachable. However, Alice could be in a friendly mood, even though her body language suggests otherwise. And this isn't necessarily a conscious choice that she's made. This could just be how she habitually presents herself. But if Alice is aware of these habits, she can work on improving her body language. Changing your habits can be difficult, but if you take time to pause and check in with yourself, you can start to notice them and adjust things to become a better nonverbal communicator. This awareness can also be applied to reading others' body language. Let's say Alice notices that her coworker is unusually quiet, has his body turned away from her, and is slouched over. She may pick up that he's upset, or that there's an unspoken issue at hand. Depending on Alice's relationship with him, she may want to give him some space, or ask if anything's wrong. Being aware of the various aspects of body language can make all the difference in how people perceive you and how you perceive them. Be aware of how you present yourself, and you can say a lot without speaking.
Right. And did you understand that how Alice is projecting her body language and the need to project a positive body language? People may misunderstand you. People may not be receptive, right? And in order to project a positive body language, you have to be conscious of your emotions. You have to be conscious of what you are thinking, right? And how you are responding to the other person. Everything is body language. That is why I said more than 80% of our communication is through body language. You have to understand that. And just 20% is what we communicate. And how we communicate matters, right? That is the importance of body language in our everyday life, in our personal as well as professional life. So you saw these some of the body language and what it means, right? Eye contact, keenness to talk, tight lips, anger, open palms, openness, foot tapping. It shows that the person is impatient. If you saw these signs in a person, you can understand their emotions and what they are, maybe how they are feeling, and act accordingly, according to the needs of others. You can change your behavior. You can act accordingly. That is very important. So projecting a positive body language and understanding other people's body language is important in our personal as well as professional life. So that is about body language. So I want to show another video regarding etiquettes. So in the beginning, we saw about etiquettes, certain mannerisms, right, behaviors, polite behaviors that we have to, okay, exhibit in workplace, okay, also in our personal life. So that's important, okay, especially in the context of workplace, how you project, how you etiquettes, your mannerisms are, whether it is simply casual or it should be professional. That is why we talk a lot about etiquettes, right? In the beginning, I told you about etiquettes, right? What is an etiquette and the rules of polite behavior and correct behavior. From the handshake, people's handshake, how it developed over a period of time, and the historical reference to, right, how they were not holding daggers or other weapons. In order to check that, people used to handshake, and that how it has become a casual, okay, etiquette. Just watch a 2 minutes video on etiquette, right? How a person is exhibiting some wrong etiquettes and how they have to correct it. Yes. Right. Did you understand how simple small etiquettes, okay, behaviors, our attitudes, and how we behave in certain spaces, right? It should not be awkward, or it should not be a disturbance to the other person. Whatever we do, we should be polite, okay, and we should give space for others, okay, and we should not appear awkward in front of others. I hope the video is self-explanatory. I need not explain. So understand these sensitive, minute etiquettes, okay, that we have to follow, especially in a workplace. That's very important, right? So, if you have any questions regarding your assignments regarding this course, you can put in the chat box. So we can continue the rest of the topics in the next session next week. Maybe I hope you are aware of the schedule. If you have any questions, you can put in the chat box. If you have any doubts regarding assignments, you can ask.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
So I actually didn't attend yesterday's class. Can I get a
Which
recorded
program?
version of it?
Okay, maybe later we
It
will
is
share with you. What is the course code?
okay, sir.
What's the course code for you yesterday's class?
BE
Ah,
BEGAE 182.
okay, fine. Maybe later we will share the recording with you. Okay. Right. Any
Okay, sir. Thank you,
questions
sir.
you can put in the chat box. So I hope you are clear about your assignments, what to write, and I gave you some tips on writing assignments. I hope it will be helpful for you. Yeah, I'll drop my number in the chat box. You can contact me later if you have any doubts. Yes, the pattern will be similar. Yeah. Yeah, I brought my contact in the chat box. You can contact me later if you have any clarifications regarding your assignments or regarding the course. So we have two more blocks. We will be dealing with that in the next week. Anything you would like to ask or you would like to clarify? Okay. Yes, that's good. That's good to create a WhatsApp group. We are not able to get your numbers. Actually, it is a combined session of RC Madurai and Chennai. So I'm not able to get your contact numbers. So I will try to get in touch with the regional center. They have just put up the schedule there. I thought of it. We did it for most of the students last time, but since the number is large, I think they are not able to get your contact numbers. Actual number is 150 students, but only 13 have joined today. We will try to maybe get your contacts. For the next class, you can join in the same link that's given. Anything else? Okay, then we will end the class. Nothing much. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for listening. We'll meet in the next session. Okay. Yes, maybe later on you can contact me. I have dropped my contact here. Harishankar, you can contact me later. I'll share the recording. You can check my contact in the chat box.